a warm welcome to the West Point Arena here in Exeter for the UK Supercross Championships. Now, last week we saw the 125s in action, and as you can see, the trucks are out preparing the ground because tonight it's the big boys, the 250s. And to help us through it yet again is our resident expert, Jamie Dobb. And Jamie, I guess the first question is, what is the difference between what we saw last week, the 125s, and what we're going to see tonight, the 250s?
Well, at a quick glance, there's not really that much difference. I mean, all the height of the bike and the size is pretty much the same. But there is one big difference with the bikes. It's the motor. There's another 125 cc's more, which leads to about 50% more power.
Is that power an advantage around a small circuit like this?
This thing's an animal, so to control it is pretty difficult, but for the strong guy who can control it, it's definitely an advantage.
You like the 125s. In terms of the handling, what's the difference between the two bikes? You mentioned the power. I would have thought it makes it harder to handle.
Yeah, it's harder to handle, but the 125, that's a bit more nimble. You can get it in and out of the corners a lot quicker. The 250s is a little slower in the corners, but boy, it's got a lot more power and speed. But that speed can definitely get out of control. And if the guy isn't strong and holding on to it, it's going to get away from him really fast.
So what you're saying is if you can master the 250 in Supercross, you've got it made.
Yeah, you're the god on a motorcycle if you can master one of these.
Completely man-made, the Supercross course at West Point Arena in Exeter has been crafted from 3,000 tonnes of the finest West Country dirt and sculpted into 280 metres of muscle-pounding, bone-jarring hell on two wheels. Riders have to contend with a variety of high-speed hazards, including whoops, berms, doubles, triples and tabletops. But the best cruise round the course in less than 30 seconds. Last week saw Scotland's Billy Mackenzie take a surprise victory in the 125 class. And with a world-class field competing here tonight, the 250s promise to be even more exciting.
So then, the first semi-final of the 250s, 16 of the top riders are ready to contend. Jamie Dobb, who are you going for in this one?
Looking down the starting line, you've got to look out for number 111, Craig Anderson, number 6, Mark Huckelbridge, and number 4, Robbie Herring.
My strength is my technical ability on the bike. I've always had a natural talent for riding a motocross bike. My downfall is that I'm 31 years old. I'm not willing to take the risks that I was when I was a teenager, and I'm very concerned about getting injured or not getting injured. So, as I said, I don't take the risk, so I'm a little bit more careful. The timing has to be spot on because Supercross, you've got one obstacle after the next, and as soon as you land off a double, you've got like a tabletop or some whoops. So if you jump too far, you land into the next obstacle. So I think the man to beat, the fastest guy out there at the moment is the Australian Craig Anderson. But we want to see the Brits beat him, so we'll be giving 100%. So, but I'm really pumped on tonight. The track's good. I feel good. So I'm looking for a good ride.
Multiple British champion Rob Herring, the number 4 bike. He takes on the likes of Craig Anderson on 111 as away they go for the start of the 250s. And a great start by Mark Huckelbridge, the local man. That'll please the fans.
Yeah, well, he's out front, but watch 111. This is his strongest point, as is just shown through the whoops. Craig Anderson is so fast.
Well, he's never raced in England before. This is the first time, and so far in the qualifying, he's been superb. He's won everything. And once again, he's straight away into the lead. Huckelbridge on close pursuit, and so too is Rob Herring on the number 4 bike, taking the inside track and getting a bit of time there.
Yeah, I mean, it's cutting valuable yards off the track, making the track a little smaller. There's a little more distance that they have to do, so he's gaining a bit more time.
Here he is. This is where Anderson looks good across the whoops, but so too does Herring. Look at that. Catching right up on Huckelbridge, and in fact taking Huckelbridge there.
Yeah, as you can see, the inside-outside line into the whoops, it allowed Mark, he didn't have the speed to go through, whereas in Robbie, he could go a gear higher and pull alongside and make the pass.
Craig Anderson now pulling away at the front. This Australian who's come back from injury, had a terrible knee reconstruction, took him almost a year out of the sport, but he's back in it now and looking very good.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking fantastic, and I'll tell you, he had to put a hell of a lot of hard work in to get back to where he is today.
How do the Australians compare to the British and, let's say, the Americans?
I mean, the small arena Supercross that we're watching here, they're very good. That's where most of the racing's done. But outdoors, they're not quite as strong as the Europeans.
Well, Britain's Rob Herring on the number 4 bike is making every effort in second place to try and stick with the Australian, but it's a tough ask at the moment, especially across these whoops here, because Anderson is looking very good, very smooth indeed as he comes for his next lap.
Yeah, I mean, he's fantastic. I mean, Rob is got unbelievable talent, but he's just got to keep pushing and not make no mistakes, keep jumping everything every lap, and hopefully put Craig into a mistake.
Well, it doesn't look like he's going to get there in this particular race because it's winding up. The man from Australia is dominating this race. Hucklebridge still in third on the number 6, Kawasaki. He's got a lot of work to do, but Anderson way out front, going through the back markers now. He's got to keep his concentration here.
Oh yeah, I mean, one mistake and it's going to allow Rob right on him or even past him, so he's just got to be careful and try and take the KTM up to the finish and take the win.
Takes a different line, the inside line this time, to avoid some of the back markers here. He's keeping well out of trouble. I don't think that Rob Herring is going to get close enough as Craig Anderson takes the win. A great display by the Australian for the first time in Britain.
Yeah, and as you can see, he's stamped his authority all over this race, and you know he means business and is here to win.
And then the results look like this. Craig Anderson in first place. Rob Herring takes second. Mark Hucklebridge takes third. He was the man that took the lead. David Willett takes fourth. And Paul Edmondson is in fifth.
Were you aware of how close Rob Herring was trying to catch you with?
Yeah, no, I knew he was right there, and you know, he was riding a strong race, and he's also a strong competitor. You know, he rides World Championship, and I've raced against him in Dortmund, Germany before, and he was always a hard one to beat, and no, he should be one there in the final.
In the second semi-final, the men to watch are number 2, Warren Edwards, Justin Morris, number 9, and the Irishman, Gordon Crockart.
Supercross, it's similar to motocross. It's not the same, but I'm still going to learn things from Supercross which will help the motocross. The riding, the mentality that you need to put into the machine to win, basically, is very different. You have to be all technique with the jumps and obstacles. You have to be so precise, no mistakes. And just with motocross, you can get away with more, you can ride more, you can race more. You know, you ride Supercross and you race motocross. Most of the top guys who are on the list for winning, they're all going around the same speed and they're all doing the same jumps. So obviously the Red Bull riders, you have Craig Anderson and Warren Edwards. And my teammate Rob Herring, he's there. Justin Morris, there's a few riders there. I mean, I tend to concentrate more on myself and how I'm doing. So what they do is up to them. I mean, if I want to win, I have to put the own ingredients into my riding to make the difference. Oh, it's tough, it's tight, definitely tough. I mean, you could either finish 5th or you could win. It's as close as that. So it's a good recipe really to have some action, I think.
Yeah, just limbering up his arms. Gordon Crockart gets ready for the second semi-final, and it's going to be a tough one, I'm sure. Away they go into that first corner. And a good start by Edwards. Good start by Stuart Flockhart, but the spoilers there. That's number 35, Darren Brookings, down. As is number 37, Justin Bolton. Quite a dramatic start.
Yeah, it was, but as you can see, and like we keep saying, the start is so important, and Justin Morris has got out front with Warren Edwards, so it's going to be a really good race, this one, I believe.
Yeah, Justin Morris on the Yamaha in the lead, ahead of Warren Edwards, number 2, and then in third place, Gordon Crockart on the Honda.
Yeah, and as you can see, Gordon's starting to catch up. Gordon's been growing in confidence these last few months. I mean, he's won the last round of the British Championship, and as you look at him come up on strong on Warren, I mean, watch out, he's gaining confidence.
Yeah, Warren Edwards and Gordon Crockart in a real battle behind Justin Morris at the moment. Here is the leader, Justin Morris, on the number 9 bike, over the triple again. And he nails that nicely. Very good stuff indeed. Quite an aggressive rider.
Yeah, and as you can see, Justin's using his body weight a lot. He's throwing the bike into the faces of jumps. That enables him to keep the bike lower and get it back down on the ground to get the power on. So initially, he's giving him more speed.
Once again through the whoops and already catching up on the back markers. This is the battle. There's 3 of them in it. And at the moment, Warren Edwards is trying everything he can to try and catch Justin Morris. But Morris is smooth, once again hitting the triple. No problems for him. Here's second place, Warren Edwards on the number 2 bike. He nails that triple as well, over the start-finish line and back towards the woods.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting to the end of the race now, so Warren's really got to put the pressure on Justin.
Oh, Justin Morris goes down. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like we were just saying, you've really got to keep your concentration, because if you don't, them holes are deep and they're going to spit you straight over the bars.
Well, poor old Justin Morris. He had the whole race wrapped up and then over the whoops. Loses his concentration for one moment. Gives it way away to Warren Edwards now, who's pulling away at the front. Still pushing hard on him, though, is Gordon Crockart, the number 11.
It's going to be a tough race for Gordon, because Warren is a Supercross specialist. He definitely concentrates on Supercross more than outdoors.
And here comes Crockart, who is catching up over the woods.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving it everything it's got. It's coming to the end. We're nearly at, there's maybe a lap or 2 left, so Gordon's giving it one last push and trying to get past Warren.
Warren Edwards, though, knows all about Supercross. He's an expert in this. In fact, he's building his own Supercross place, an academy for Supercross.
Yeah, I mean, Warren's been doing it for a while. He basically concentrates on Supercross now, and he's been doing that maybe for the last 10 years.
Warren Edwards at the moment on the number 2 bike, still holding off Crockard, who's pushing hard. Had a great season at the end of '99. He's been riding exceedingly well, but will it be good enough to try and catch Edwards now?
I don't know, it's going to be a tough race now. Warren's doing everything he needs to do, so I can't see it happening.
Sure enough, I think Warren Edwards is going to take it. Brilliant display of riding by him. Gordon Crockard taking second.
Yeah, I just can't wait for the main event between the 2 Red Bull guys. It's going to be so exciting.
Now to complete the results, Stuart Flockard takes 3rd place, Justin Morris was in 4th, and Henry Weston takes 5th.
Oh, Warren, that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad race. I got a pretty good start, second behind Justin. I was just sitting behind him waiting for him to make a little mistake or give me an opportunity to get past, and luckily enough for me, he made a mistake going through the whoops. And
What happened?
the whoops are kind of slippery, you know, and he just come through and the back end steps out a little bit, and then that was enough just to put him on the floor, you know. So yeah, I just cruised past and just saved a bit of energy for the final. That's the main race.
Join us after the break when the UK Supercross continues.